Hello, welcome to Young's Crossing Creations. Today I'm doing something a little bit different. It has to do with keepsakes, which evidently I have a whole lot of keepsakes. And, everybody has their own opinion about what to keep, what to enjoy briefly, and then discard. But for some reason, I'm very sentimental, and there's very few things I'm willing to give up. I mean, I'm not like keeping trash or anything, just keepsakes. So I don't know if that makes me a hoarder or not. I just think it makes me keeping things around me that makes me happy. But today I'm going to show you how to preserve a keepsake. Um, I have some old gowns in my bedroom. They're baby gowns, and one belongs to my sister, one to my brother, and one to myself. And then there's another one that I'm going to be focusing on today. It's kind of interesting. It's way over 100 years old, and it's starting to really fall apart. I've had it hanging in the same place now for at least 30 years, and it was over 100 years old when it was given to me at that point. But I'm going to share with you what I finally thought I could do to maybe keep it a little longer, and maybe my kids and grandkids will treasure it one day like I do, but even if they don't, I'm going to enjoy it right now. So let's get started. As you see up close, it really is showing age. It wasn't this bad when I hung it up here. I feel kind of bad that I didn't preserve it in a correct way, but you can tell I had really pretty stitching on it and that it's very old. Now that's really where it ends, but years ago my aunt added this ruffle around the bottom, I think because the bottom was starting to fray a little. But I kind of wish she hadn't done that because it didn't yellow like the gown because it's not as old. But I am thankful to her for trusting this with me. She said, "One, I'm going to give you this because I know that you'll take care of it," which I didn't do, I guess. But I know that you will keep it. And I did. And you can tell it's been hanging here since the 80s because, see the heart? That was so popular then. I had my husband make these little hangers and this peg shelf for me to hang these on. And each of these have hangers. This was mine, my gown. And this was my brother's. When I first hung it up here, it was a pale blue. And that's faded away. And this is my sister's. She was petite, and you can tell they had to take her gown up quite a bit, but it was very pretty too. Getting back to this one, I'll show you what I'm decided to do with it and tell you the interesting story behind it. I have a shadow box here that I purchased at Goodwill. I went in there looking for a shadow box and I found two. That never happens to me. This one's going to be perfect for the gown. I'm not going to do a thing to it. It was originally $40 at Hobby Lobby, and I paid $10, $9.99, and that I think is a bargain because I bought another one a couple years ago, and they are that expensive. On this piece of paper, I had tried on the cardstock, and then to try to make it look older, I tried to distress it around the edges with my ink oxide staining stuff, and I did a terrible job. And I happened to think, well, I've got the paper that already looks like that, and it's not cardstock, but I think it'll work just fine. It has her name at the top, Jimmy, and then in parentheses, Dolly Powell. And I said, this photo is of Jimmy Dolly Powell. Jimmy's mother died in childbirth. Her distraught father, being unable to raise and care for an infant, requested that Matthew Pleasant Powell and his wife, Sarah Jones Powell, adopt and raise her as their own. This occurred sometime in the late 1800s. And then I told a little bit about how these people were related to my mom and my aunt. Actually, Matthew Pleasant Powell was my mother's grandfather. The baby was so small at birth that they made her a bed in a shoebox. They nicknamed her Dolly. Dolly eventually wore this gown enclosed in the shadow box. It is faded, torn, and tattered, but has been in the family for over 100 years. The photo inside was last known photo of Dolly. She died at a young age. She was loved very much by her adopted family. And this is a picture of Dolly. I think she was very pretty. So I'm going to turn this over and I'll show you how we're going to attach it. I think I'm just going to attach it with my glue stick. I think that'll hold it flatter, and I think it'll be plenty to hold it. I've done something similar to this before, and my sister did as well, and used the spray adhesive, and that was not successful. It kept falling off. Finally, I just left it off and put it in a drawer to keep it, and I guess I could go back and put it on with a glue stick now, because it's we did needlework for each other, pictures, and put the information on the back. Pull it down. And just try to roll it out flat. I saved it on the computer, so if it falls off or it gets lost or whatever, I can print another. To be truthful, I don't know if my kids will be sentimental enough to keep this or not. I'd hope they would, but you never know. So I got it attached on the back. Now we're going to put the dress or the gown inside. It's been so long, like I said, I've had it hang in there like 30 years, but inside it has a little baby's t-shirt, and I don't know if it's old or not. It says 5 to 10 pounds, and the brand is Nursery. But underneath it is a slip with this really old lace under it, and the slip is pinned to that little t-shirt. So I'm thinking the slip is old, and my aunt probably did it that way. My aunt was a doll collector anyhow. She would have had a little t-shirt around to put under it, but I think that slip does look like it's really old. So I don't want the really new lace at the bottom to show so much. I just want the dress to be so careful. This is like folding a fitted sheet. Hard. See if I can do that. That. Oh, it's so fragile. I wish I had done this when it was first given to me, when it was still less fragile. Even has a little stitching on the outside of the cuff area. Just don't know what looks best. Fix the top button back. I'm going to shut this just to see. Oh, I think it's going to do good. I think I'm going to love it. But that lace that's newer is trying to peek through. I don't want that. Okay, now I have Dolly's picture, and I'm going to put it here. I have these little tiny Velcro stickers from a prior project, and I'm going to use those, I think. Okay, this may not work, and it probably seems rather crazy, but I'm going to give it a try. I just hate to damage the photo. So I'm trimming out a Ziploc bag, and the opening part will be to the middle, and I'm going to put the stickers I found, the Velcro dots, onto the bag, because I tried it on the back and it wanted to tear the paper off the back, and I knew it would tear it off the front, and I just don't want to do that. This way, if the dress just disintegrates, or the gown, someone could actually save the photo. Okay, now I've got the Velcro part, and I'm putting on the dots that the Velcro stick to. This is what I'm doing. I'm putting that on. That's going to show through and not be real great, but like I said, I'm probably going to be the last one to really enjoy this, and that's okay. I kept my part. I told my aunt I would keep it, and I did. So now I've got them on there. Theoretically, it should stick right down onto the glass and stay put. As I said, theoretically. Oh, the wand. This may not work, but if it doesn't, we'll try something else, right? Okay. Cross your fingers. I don't know if it's gonna adhere. But you know what? I don't really need the dots, do I? We'll go another route. I've got the plastic on it, so I can just glue the plastic. That should work. maybe a little bit of this clear tacky glue. Okay, here goes nothing. Now, I'm going to let that sit there for a little bit. Now I have her name that I'm going to put on the front as well. There, I put it on there. Now I just need to cut it out evenly. And we've got her name. I think I can trim off the edges a little. Okay. These are handy little tools. I'm afraid to turn it over to see, but I need to find out where I want to attach her name. Oh, that's going to work perfect. Probably should let it dry a little longer, and then I'll come back and put her name. I'm going to step away for a little while, go fix my husband some lunch, and when I come back, we'll continue and finish this project. Hope you're enjoying it. If you are, I'd love a thumbs up, and if you're not a subscriber already, sure would like that. Thank you, and I'll be right back. Okay, now I'm going to put glue. I've decided just to use my glue stick. I did an experiment and put some on this jar just to see if it would stick, and it has, so it will stick to glass. And just going to smear it on there. Okay, I'm going to put it and I hope it dries clear. It should. Tuck it back in. And once it dries, I think it should be fine. It's kind of purple right now, but we'll see. Fingers crossed. You can't tell much right now because of the glare, but that's the finished product. Now I'm going to take it in the house and hang it on the wall. You can walk back with me to the house. Look around. Leaves are starting to fall everywhere. Not much wind today, you can tell by the flag. Okay, I got it finished and got it hung up, and I'll share it with you now. I like it. I guess that's all that really matters, but I would like if you like it. And now I'll show you the finished product.